Hey parents, welcome to Hillside Kids Online. Be sure to watch as an entire family and then check out the Parent Cue app so that you can help your kids learn what we're learning here in the Foundry throughout the week. It all starts now.
Good day, friends. I'm Graham. You ever had one of those days? You know, those days where it seems like nothing is going your way, when things seem impossible? Maybe you've had one of those weeks, one of those years even. Well, I've got some good news. I know what can make your day better. Music! But it's true. No matter how your day is going or what kind of mood you're in, music can help you turn things around. It can give you confidence. Confidence is learning to see yourself the way God sees you. Here, I'll show you. Imagine that you're scared about something coming up in your future. All you have to do is play a little music, and then you'll start to feel better. Or what if you've got a big game coming up? You might be feeling a little nervous, a little jittery. Well, play some tunes. And you'll be ready for the game in no time. But what if you're just feeling low? You can sit in your room all day moping, or you can get up and get moving. You see, music can help, and there's so many different kinds of music to choose from. You'll have plenty of options when things seem impossible. Today's story will show us how God deals with the impossible. I think it might be impossible for me to move right now. I'll see you when I figure this out.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 1 Kings. Chapter 18.
Good morning, I'm Mr. Kyle and I am so excited to be with you today. You know, I love spending time with you. It's time for us to talk about stories in the Bible and figure out how that can be applied to our lives today. And today we're going to have a great story. It's about a man who has incredible confidence in God. But before we get to that, you know, let's think back. This month we've had pop songs, we've had opera music. I think we need to mix it up a little bit this week. And Mr. Daniel, do you think you might be able to help me out this week?
Yeah, do you need me to sing? I've been doing that like all...
I know, and I know it's been a lot of work, and probably your vocal cords are a little worn out, but you don't have to sing.
Oh, really?
No. Here, I've got the script right here. If you just take a look at that. I mean,
You want me to do this?
Yeah, that's not a big deal, right?
Well, I mean, typically, I'm more of a singer, but
it's words.
yeah, you know what? Let's give it a shot.
Okay, all right. So Mr. Daniel's gonna go get set up, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with this week. Hey, Mr. Daniel, you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. All right, so our story today, it centers during a time when kings were ruling God's people, the Israelites. And most of the time, those kings, they weren't following God. They weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing and what God wanted them to do. And he would send prophets to them to try to deliver messages, try to change their ways, and it didn't always work. And in fact, there was one king, King Ahab. He never followed God. He was stubborn. He didn't follow anything God wanted him to do. In fact, he even built a statue to a false god named Baal. And so God was obviously a little frustrated, but he sent Elijah, a prophet, to King Ahab. And the message that Elijah provided to King Ahab was this, that God was going to take away all the water. There was not going to be any rain. There was not going to be any dew on the ground, that there would be a drought. And lo and behold, God is a man of his word, and he followed through. There was no rain, no dew on the ground, and for 3 years there was a drought. It was bad. And King Ahab, he became desperate. He knew something had to be done. So he sent his wife Jezebel and told her, I want you to go hunt down all of the Israelite prophets. Find every prophet to God and capture them. And she went out, and Elijah heard about this, and he went and hid. He found a cave, and for most of those 3 years, he was in hiding. And he was not alone, though. God provided for him. God provided food. He provided water. Elijah was taken care of. You know, how about we get Mr. Daniel, or I like to call him DJ Daniel, to set the scene for us.
God in all his wisdom trying to talk some sense into a king called Ahab, cause things were getting pretty tense. A tiny little man sitting on his tiny throne, never listening to God and trying to do it on his own. Jezebel and Ahab, a power couple, getting themselves into all kinds of trouble, building up a statue to a false god. If you think that's silly, I want to see your heads nod. Elijah told the king no rain was gonna fall, and no hoping or wishing was gonna change a thing at all. 3 whole years, not a cloud in the sky. Jezebel and Ahab, they finally started asking why Elijah spoke the truth, but the king wouldn't listen. He thought he knew it all, but there was something he was missing. You think the king was right, that he figured it out? There was only one God that could save him from the drought.
Yo, that was awesome, DJ Daniel. All right, so now that he's set up the story for us, God tells Elijah, I want you to go to King Ahab, and after you speak to him, you're going to tell him rain is going to come. And so he goes to King Ahab, and he has this plan. The plan to show that God is the one true God. So he goes to him and he tells him, I want you to gather all the Israelites. I want you to gather the prophets of Baal and come meet Elijah on Mount Carmel. Now, if there were rap battles back then, it may have sounded something like this.
Is that you, troublemaker of the land? Can't stand the heat? Now what's your big plan? My God, Baal's gonna open up the skies while you and your God are stuck eating Five Guys. I haven't made trouble and I haven't given up. How's that drought going? You need my God to interrupt? Come bring all your prophets, let's put it to the test. Let's see once and for all whose God is really the best. Psh, let's be real, you are gonna fall flat. We've got a statue, can your God compete with that? Oh yeah, he might have done something back in the day, but like the Skywalkers, he's far, far away. It's about time we go toe to toe. I'll use small words and I'll talk real slow. Come to Mount Carmel in a couple of days, and then we'll see whose praise brings down the blaze.
Oh, it was on. So King Ahab, he got a message out to all the people in the land that there was going to be a showdown between him and Elijah. So the people, the 450 prophets of Baal, they all came to Mount Carmel, and Elijah, he called out to them. Here's what he said. How long will it take you to make up your minds? If the Lord is the one and only God, worship him. But if Baal is the one and only God, worship him. The people were silent. And Elijah told them, here's what you're going to do. Here's the plan. He told them to go get 2 bulls for sacrifice, and that the prophets of Baal, they would build an altar and have a sacrifice, and he would do the same. But they're not setting fire to the altars. They were going to pray. And here's what he said. You pray to your God, and I'll pray to the Lord. The God who answers by sending fire down is the one and only God. The people thought this was a pretty good idea. It would show who the one true God was. And so the prophets of Baal, they put the bull on the altar and they began dancing. Morning to noon, they danced, calling on their false god to bring fire down on the altar. And if they could rap, it might have sounded something like this.
You say in the beginning, your God was the creator. You say that he is mighty, and there is no one greater. Well, if that's the truth, how will you debate me? What has your God been doing for us lately? Take a look around. It's 1 against 450. There's no way in the world you're going to make that wood crispy. Fellas, grab your bull. It's time to get turned. I think I know which one of us is going to get burned. You stand there in a trance in your dirty khaki pants and watch fire rain down before you even have a chance. Come raise your hand, bell's gonna avalanche. Check your thermostats while we do a fire dance. Oh no! I'm shaking in my sandals. You'd have better luck trying to light a birthday candle. You need to phone a friend or lodge a complaint? I don't see a spark. Are you about to faint? No burning, no flames, no smoke, and no fire. Maybe Bell's asleep, or maybe he's just a liar. You think that he's in the bathroom or on vacation? All I hear is static. I gotta change the station. You wanna call him up? Here. You can use my cell phone. What's that? Your God just said leave a message at the tone. I'll wait until the people see your mad cowardice, because through all your vocal power, your God is powerless.
So after all of this dancing, Elijah, he had had enough. So he goes, he finds 12 rocks, and he builds an altar, and he places wood on that altar, and he places the bull on that altar. Then he tells some of the people, he says, go with these 4 jars and fill them with water. Bring it back and pour the water on top of all of this, on top of the bull, the wood, and the altar. So they do that. Then he tells them, go do it again. So they come back a second time and they dump more water on top of everything. And then he says, do it a third time. They return. They take the 4 jars. They pour the water on top. At this point, everything is soaking wet. The bull, the wood, the altar. The water has now run down to a trench and has filled the trench. Now, I'm guessing he did this to prove a point, that even with everything soaking wet, God could still light this sacrifice on fire. Then Elijah prayed, Lord, you are the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Today, let everyone know that you are God in Israel. Let them know I'm your servant. Let them know I've done all of these things because you commanded me to. Answer me, Lord, answer me. Then these people will know that you are the one and only God. They'll know that you are turning their hearts back to you again. So when Elijah finished the prayer, fire shot out from the sky onto the altar and set it on fire. Everything was on fire. The water evaporated. And when the people saw this, they cried out, the Lord is the one and only God. Now, the prophets of Baal, they tried to escape, but the Israelites captured them. And Elijah said to King Ahab, go, eat and drink. I can hear the sound of heavy rain. And wouldn't you know it, clouds began to form in the sky. The sky darkened and a heavy rain fell down to the ground. The first rain in 3 years. DJ Daniel, take it away.
The king and the prophets of Baal, worshiping a false god from a fairy tale. All the people were amazed at what happened, and all those people stood up and started clapping. The one true God brought the fire and the rain, while the other false prophets were never seen or heard again. Our God from above, he brought the fire down. He showed the people that Baal was just a phony clown. 3 long years turned around in one moment. Skies raining buckets down on his opponent. God had a plan, and that plan worked out. And now all you kids know exactly what we're talking about. When something seems impossible, don't wear a frown. Remember, God is with you, and nothing can keep you down. Just like Elijah, give God some praise. Don't ever forget that he's with you always.
All right, boys and girls, let's give a big hand to DJ Daniel. He did a great job, man. That was sick. So as the rain continued to fall, Elijah raced ahead of King Ahab's chariot. God had done the impossible. God had brought fire down from the heavens. God had ended the long drought. God had proven he was the one true God. And never forget this. God can do the impossible. No matter what's going on in life, no matter how impossible things might seem, God is always, always in control. He's there in the good times, the tough times, and all the times in between. So why don't we take a minute now? Let's go to God and ask him to help us trust in him just like Elijah did. God, what an amazing story. What an amazing display of your power. Please help us to see that you're working in all the different situations in our lives, even in those that seem impossible. Help us be confident in you, and know that you will come through. Give us the courage to trust in you, no matter what we might face today. We love you, and we ask these things in Jesus' name.
Music can help when you need a boost, but if you really want to know how to deal with the impossible, you should read the Bible. The things that seem impossible to us are totally possible for God. Listen, God sent fire down from heaven. He parted the Red Sea. He made the sun stand still. Jesus walked on water. He calmed a storm just by telling it to be quiet. He came back from the dead. Oh, and God created the earth, the sky, and the entire universe from nothing. God can do anything. Do you know what that means? It means that when you're having one of those days, or weeks, or months, or years, where things seem impossible, you can trust that God is still with you and that he's still in control. He can make your impossible seem small. Can you believe all that music fits onto this little thing? Doesn't seem possible. Here's the one thing to remember today. God can do the impossible. And music can inspire us along the way. I'll see you next time.
Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Press play.
Jesus, we know we belong here because of your love for us that goes on and on forever. Jesus, we know you are with us wherever we go. You're there, we'll always be together.
So sing along with me for all the joy he brings.
It's going down. Get in the mix.
We're not stopping.
Get in the
The
mix.
party's hopping.
Get in the mix.
Everybody say it's time to press play.
Get in the
The
mix.
beat is dropping.
Get in the mix.
Feet are stomping.
Jesus, we know we belong here because of your love for us that goes on and on forever. Jesus, we know you are with us wherever we go. You're there, we'll always be together.
So sing along with me for all the joy he brings.
It's going down. Get in the mix.
We're not stopping.
Get in the
The
mix.
party's hopping.
Get in the mix.
Everybody say it's time to press play.
Get in the
The
mix.
beat is dropping.
Get in the mix.
Feet are stomping.
Get in the mix.
Everybody say it's time to press play.
Oh, oh, oh.
Press play.
Oh, oh, oh.
Press play.
Oh, oh.
Press play.
Oh, oh,
Press play. All right, all right, all right. We're gonna break it down one time, y'all. You gotta sing it out with all you got. Y'all ready? Come on, come on. Clap your hands like this. Have confidence to get in the mix. Clap your hands like this. Have confidence to get in the mix. Now clap your hands like this. Like this. Have confidence to get in the mix. Now clap your hands like this. Like this. Everybody get in the mix.
Get in the mix.
We're not stopping.
Get in the
The
mix.
party's hopping.
Get in the mix.
Everybody say